You struggling with money? Are you an FP? I got you. What's up, team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. I feel like I'm gonna give this life-changing advice right now, so hopefully it comes out in the right way. I understand these struggles very well. These money struggles. I've had it for so long, and I think that I've gotten over it. You know, every once in a while I still kind of get tempted by different possibilities and things like that, but I've gone through a couple routines regularly for the past several years, and I want to share them. Okay, so I hope that's all right. First of all, I understand what it's like. Like, I know that you want to be you. You want to buy what you want to buy. You want to spend money on what makes you feel good, what you like, and sometimes based on our other functions, right? We have extroverted sensing or extroverted intuition coming here as an NFP or an SFP. And what that is it's in the moment gathering, learning information. So taking more in and turning things up, making things more exciting, experiencing more, So that is pushing you to continue to live a spontaneous life and not give all this structure, not put all these different rules down, because that sucks. Rules suck. Structure sucks. That's not true, because within us, we're really forming a structure. I mean, that's what an introverted judging process is doing. Introverted feeling, introverted thinking, that's what that's doing. It's organizing and making a structure within yourself so that you can interact with things as they come. And so it's hard to shift that. It's hard to flip that and say, okay, I'll make the structure outside of myself. I'll set up the plans and the schedule and the goals, and I won't budge from that because it doesn't feel as rewarding, right? And part of you, also probably assumes that things will just work out as they will if you're a good person. I thought that for a long time, and I suppose things had, but that's not necessarily the right approach. They could have easily went in many other bad ways, bad paths. Ooh, so many bad things could have happened, despite me feeling like I am a good person. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I do spend a lot of time trying to be a good person. So anyway, despite those awesome goals to live life as it comes, and to not force too much structure on things, and be happy with the moment, you still have that part of you on that polarity of introverted feeling, reflective conscience type character, is always going to be connected to the strategic commander that's really good at delegating and managing resources, like saying, okay, you have this much money, you have this much time, you have these people, and you have these other different aspects. Okay, getting them working together, like cogs in a machine, getting them working together is going to help you reach your goal. So let's do that. Stop changing, stop worrying about how you feel, just do it, because that's the goal. We gotta get it done, and that's how it feels for us. For a person that uses it as a dominant function, it's going to have a lot more nuance to it, a lot more flavor to it, and it's going to actually be a way of charging them and making them feel good and building flow state, checking things off lists. Oh man, ETJs love that. They got stuff to do, and accomplishing that does feel good. It feels good for anybody. For us though, as FPs, there are some of the weaker members within our cast, within our storyline. They're the ones that kind of just cause problems sometimes. Extroverted thinking, strategic commander, for an IFP is going to be in that maverick type, outlaw, rebel type character space. And when that voice comes up and you haven't built rapport with it, it's going to feel like it's just oppressive and pushing you down. So when people talk about saving your money and making plans with it, it's just, it's not going to feel good. You might actually directly push against it. And for EFPs, it's going to be in that kind of newbie, rookie, buddy sidekick type position. And it's going to say, like, yeah, you're good at this. You know what you're doing. It's, you have some skill in this. You can manage things. But really, I mean, I'm sorry to say, it's not something that is a skill for you. A lot of us feel like we're way better with that than we actually are. But if you really check yourself out, like, it's got a lot of work that it needs still, right? It's definitely not like somebody's dominant function like ETJs or the auxiliary companion mentor-like character for ITJs. It just doesn't feel like that for us. So yeah, managing those resources can be rough, and it can take you away from experiencing things. The thought of, I need to continue with the plan in order to reach my goal often conflicts with what's going on now or what could happen. Because those are really exciting, especially for NPs, SPs, right? We're the ones that are we want to experience new things. And that energy, that like Vanguard scout that wants to explore and see new worlds is so invigorating. It makes us feel good, and it's something that we want to follow, what we want to listen to. And that's good. I mean, that is a strength. But that means you need to sacrifice some other aspects. Sacrifice is maybe too strong of a word. You need to struggle with some things. If you're going to raise this thing, if you're going to be really good at one thing, that cost of specialization means that you can't be good at all this other stuff. It sucks, but that's how it is, right? You don't want to be good at everything. You want to be good at what you are good at and what you're meant to be good at, what you should be good at. Your purpose comes from doing what you are good at, what your experiences, your personality type has taught you is something that is your key to changing the world, or to feeling good, to feeling whole, feeling complete. Doing that is how you live a better life. It's not doing all these other things. Sometimes it feels like you have to do all those other things. And that's just kind of how it is. But for my story, or part of it anyway, I went to the club. I know, I'm an introvert. I made it happen because it was a skill I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn how to talk to people, how to understand people, so that when it came time to play at my highest level of game, I would be able to do that. When somebody came into my life that was extremely important and everything just clicked, I needed to not mess that up. I needed to understand how people worked. And also, I wanted to understand how I worked. And a really good way of doing that is to meet a lot of people, right? Experience new things all the time in relation to people. But anyway, so I went to the club every week for like 4 years. It was like $100 a weekend. And that's a lot of money. I mean, sometimes it was a lot more than that. Sometimes it was less, but not usually. That's a lot of money. And it did teach me a lot of things. I'm not saying that I regret doing that, because that made me who I am. That let me make these videos. Essentially, a bunch of different things happen, and it put me on that path to be here. I'm not saying don't save money. I'm not saying don't plan for things. I'm saying, in hindsight, be happy for how things worked out. After doing that for a long time and stopping doing that, I recalled many times, I calculated many times, how much money did I actually spend? It's a ridiculous amount. And I took that and I decided that money could also be spent for other things in my future. Like if I didn't spend that money, I could have spent it on training. I could have spent it on certification, on building a house. It could have been spent in a lot of different ways that might have benefited me in other aspects. And you can transplant that onto other aspects of your life. Maybe you spend $10 a week. Okay, we're going to go into this little math. Okay, I hate math. We're going to do it because this is a really good skill, a really good thing to think about when you're spending money. That helped me a lot. Let's say you're spending $10 a week on beverages, whatever beverage they might be, or snacks. It could be whatever. Times that by 4, you get 40. Okay, $40 a month. Might not seem like a lot. You can do some simple math to see how much you're going to spend throughout the year. Okay, times it by 10, you get 400, and then add 40 times 2. So add 80 to that. So $480. That's a lot more. And it's a quick way of thinking about it. And then, what could you do with that $480? You could do a lot of things. I mean, I don't know where you live, what you're doing, but I've spent $4,000, $6,000 on certification, on training to better myself so that I can make these videos, so that I can change lives, so that I can help people understand who they are at a deeper level and find their purpose. I wouldn't be able to do that if I constantly spent that money. And sometimes I do. Oftentimes I do. But when you do it and you think about that big why, you make that why you should save this money. What are your really long-term goals? What could you do with this? It's a lot easier to break the chain and be like, I'll suck it up. I'll stop it for one day. You do that enough and you can break the chain. If I continued to spend money on games like I used to, or buying new skins for League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm, cosmetic changes and things like that. Just buying new games because they're cheap, even though I'm never going to play them. That adds up. And it's simple to figure out how to get to that bigger number, how much it's going to cost you within a year. And just keep thinking about what could you do at the end of this year. You could go on a badass vacation. You could go somewhere really nice, really cool if you saved money by not doing the impulsive things. That SP and NP, that energy that wants to get us to experience life in the moment or explore the different possibilities. What's in the box? I gotta go and figure it out. You gotta open it. It could be a box. It could be anything. It could even be a boat. You never know. And it's hard to push that down. I understand. All I'm getting at here is think about the consequences. Make that why bigger. Make your goal bigger. Make your dreams bigger and more pulling. And if it's big enough, it's going to pull you to stop doing the things that are really costing you. Okay? Please let me know down below if anything I said was really helpful. If you have any other little tips and tricks and strategies to help us FPs figure out our money situation. And if it helped you, then please share, like, subscribe. If it's going to help you, it's going to help somebody else. If it helps you, it's going to help somebody else. So please get that word out there, okay? That's how we're going to change the world. All right, good luck, have fun. Peace.